Yo, welcome back. Grant Training Systems. We're in the laboratory today. This is where we do our strength and conditioning work, and we also have cool pieces of graffiti on the wall. Today we're going to talk about a lat stretch. So basically the muscle that we're working on right here. I'm going to get right into it so we can start seeing what I'm doing, and then I'll explain to the importance of, I think, this stretch, why we do it. So basically what we want to do is we want to get in a sort of a 90-90 position. It depends on what arm we're stretching for what leg is in front, so pay attention to which leg I have and which arm I'm doing. So right now I've got my right leg in front at 90 degrees. It doesn't need to be perfect. We're not mathematicians here. We're just doing some mobility. What you're going to notice right away is the closer you are to the wall, the easier it's going to be. The farther you are away, the more difficult it's going to be. But what we do is we set the right leg up, 90 degrees, left leg back, also in a 90-degree position. Again, not mathematically correct here. And then we just, at an angle, set our arm against the wall. Right away in this position, when you probably even face the camera as I'm doing, or you face the wall, you're going to start feeling a little bit of a stretch here. If you don't, either A, your mobility is quite good, or B, just scoot a little bit farther back away from the wall. If you feel it too much, go closer to the wall. So basically what I have all my athletes and clients do at first is just get their arm at an angle against the wall and just see where and how they feel it. The lat is a really big muscle. It's basically connecting all the way from the posterior hip, if you will, the iliac crest, into this big piece of fascia right here, and basically the entire thoracic spine, almost the entire, all the way up to about, I think, T3 or T4, if I'm correct, maybe T7, whatever. It's the part of your spine that goes out. So this is a really big muscle, even passing by the lower portion of your shoulder blade, if you will, the scapula, until it finally inserts in your arm. So previous stretches we've seen are stretches like this, or stretches like this, that also I think work well, but I think this one is a bit of a doozy because it really doesn't work just on getting this flat stretch, which you would also feel here, going also to the chest. But this starts adding an element of rotation, which makes a lot of sense because this muscle is not really just going north to south, it's also going east to west on a major portion of your back. So what I like to do is I like to have them just automatically, I'm going to scoot back a little bit, get my leg a little bit straighter, which you will also notice the closer to 90 it is, the more you feel it. So I put myself in this position here. I'm a bit tight from training pretty hard yesterday, so I can feel it already. But what I have the athlete do is my two positions, and then I let them play around with everything in between. So my two positions is one, the starting one just right here. They can try to go over a little bit more at an angle, which usually they feel a little bit more. Trying to turn their shoulders in, maybe bend themselves like a bow and arrow, whatever they do to feel it more. But then the second position I want them to try is where the arm goes more, also at 90 degrees, yeah, we're not mathematicians here, but it's more straight and the elbows on the wall. So the two positions are more of a straight arm where the elbow does not necessarily have to be against the wall, and then the straight or the bent arm, the 90-degree arm, whatever you want to say, with the elbow against the wall, continuing really, you can see what I do with my hand. I can pull myself under, I can push myself forward, I can rest my hand really wherever I want it. I think the most comfortable position is here. And as I've done this video a few times and messed it up a little bit, I'm starting to get pretty flexible to stretch again. So I would then continue to scoot back a little bit. So another thing you can do is I always talk about that J-Lo pose, getting your butt out, so to speak. If you kind of just drop that hip down, as you can kind of see as I fall into an, not a broken position, but as I just let my shoulders sink a little bit, that's by my hip dropping on the ground. You will also then start to feel in that lower portion where the QL, the Quadrates Lumborum, I can't talk today, and other muscles are. So again, just really play around with this stretch and see what works the best for you. You can also kind of try to pull your arm off, so to speak, as you do it. Go back to this position and really just take 3 to 5 minutes to just get deep and play around in this stretch. And when you do the other side, just make sure you obviously always have the arms and legs in the correct order. So it's my right arm and right leg that's in front, so it would be my left arm and then my left leg that's in front. So any questions, let me know. I'll go into a little bit deeper theory and what's going on the blog if you want to read it. And until next week, peace.